Welcome to Fresh Music Freaks Radio, your online source for upfront music and industry news, music festival, and in-depth interviews. I'm a freak. Are you?
Hello, this is Nadine with Fresh Music Freaks. I'm sitting here with Nic and Bossi, aka Cosmic Gate. These two are absolute legends, and I can't lie, I'm fangirling a little bit right now because these two are my favorite DJ duo. They're actually recent Grammy nominees, and there's no wonder why, because they've been doing this for over 20 years. So, speaking of 20 years, tell us a little bit more about your album and tour, and how did you get this idea to do this?
Well, first of all, she's blushing indeed. Well, when you're on the road for 20 years, it's not like something. No one has thought about for the first time to do like a celebration, a special tour, whatsoever.
Actually, what we always say, like, it didn't feel like 20 years. It was just like one ongoing process, like enjoying the touring, enjoying producing music. But then obviously we realized, damn man, it's like we are doing this since 20 years. And then we thought, okay, this is kind of a milestone. We have to celebrate this. And that's why we do this big tour. We try to play sets as long as we can, like minimum 3 hours, because it's a long story to tell. Even in 3 hours, honestly, it's a challenge to bring it down and explain kind of what those 20 years meant to us. And obviously we also do an album. The title of the album is Forward Ever, Backward Never, which means like it's always forward thinking. So even also with the album, it's not a best of with our old tracks. It's going to be new tracks, completely new tracks, newly produced. It's going to be remixes of our own tracks, just a few, not many. It's going to be like the Need to Feel Love that we did. It's going to be remixes of tracks that meant something to us and that we really, really enjoyed over the years. So that's the 20-year story.
Yes, and I have to say, I love the remixes of the classics. And you've been doing, like you said, the Need to Be Loved remix, and also the Let There Be Light. Yeah. So I have to ask, classic trance or new trance?
Both.
Combination, both.
Yeah. And if we do classic trance, we nowadays try to, have like a classic structure, a classic sound in a new modern dress. So Let There Be Light is maybe a good example. Like have that classic, old school, however you want to call it, riff, and bring like in modern beats, modern bass lines.
That's the thing. We've been asked so many times over the years to play a classic set for 2-3 hours, and we're like, no, we don't feel that, because we have done that back in the days, and now we want to do something new, and like remixing an old song and putting it into a new perspective. That's what we want to do. That's what we mean with combining it. We want to sound fresh, always forward, not just playing old songs for the next 20 years,
So not backward.
Exactly. How
Forward
did you know
forever.
That?
Well, we can look backward and reminisce
Exactly.
old songs, but still work them in a new modern way, because that's how we are. Like standing still in life, and even more in music, is the first step of stepping back, and that's just how we are. That's why that forward ever, backward never motto is like it's really like us, like our music, like Cosmic Gate is.
I definitely appreciate that, and I'm glad that you guys are doing what you're doing now. Awesome. And if it wasn't for trance, though, what career path do you guys think you would have taken?
We got that question sometimes, and honestly, there is no answer for that.
I'm coughing.
So,
right.
Bums on the street.
Right after college, that is the path we took, and luckily it worked out.
Nothing much more to say. It's like when people struggle and be like, hey, what should I do? And I'm like, dude, I'm like the wrong person to ask for advice, because well, I did my education and like things like that, but for us it just fortunately happened in a time that DJing wasn't as cool, and everyone wanted to be a DJ like it is the last 10 years. When we were the DJs, our friends were more like, what are you doing there?
Why
right?
don't you party with us here? You know, why would you play the music? Come dance.
So that's where we're coming from. We just love it. We have the passion for it, and still now it feels. Of course, it's many hours. It's a hard job, but it never feels like a job. It's our love for music that drives us and that kept us for these 20 years, 30 years on solo paths. So
And we definitely feel that in the crowd. I mean, we feel your passion for sure. It's awesome. We love it. So you've obviously been doing this for a long time. You've been touring. You've been played at clubs, festivals, whatever. So what was like the funniest moment that's ever happened while on tour or anything throughout your career?
There is not the one funny moment.
The thing is, like, when it was really, really funny, we can't share it.
Possibly no, but it's like,
true.
You know, the funniest things are just these little moments that you maybe just it's possibly just an inside joke between Nick and me that no one else would possibly understand, and we're just looking at each other, and we're just laughing. Or one time we were driving to get a new visa for the US, which every time for all the DJs that do not have a United States passport is like, it's just a hassle. It fucking sucks to give it a name, and it's a huge process. We were on the way there and had to get up at 3 a.m. for an early appointment whatsoever, and we were just tired, and you know how it is. You start giggling more and more, and we came up with like the most stupid thing, and we were just laughing, and still like it's a few years later I feel my abs hurting.
But you can't share it, unfortunately.
You can't share it because no one would understand what we were even talking about. But it's these moments that are just the best possibly. Maybe you know it with a friend of yours. You can't explain the jokes to anyone else. They think you'd be stupid, you'd be crazy, and we're exactly the same.
I feel you there. There's definitely moments that I'm with my friends and we just look at each other we'll be at a show, we'll just look at each other and laugh, and then we'll be like, all right, we just on the same wavelength. So I completely understand. So obviously you've got the album coming up, you're touring right now, and you've got lots of festivals and touring happening this year. So what else can we expect in the year 2019?
That is very easy because it's great because after this we want to focus on completely new music.
Yeah.
Like, this is a celebration of 20 years, and from then on it's again forward. Just new music, a new album, new tracks. Because we are loving it. We actually love that music. We love touring. So it's going to continue.
Okay. Awesome. Now my last question: who would win a dance-off between the two of you?
A dance-off.
A dance-off. Yeah.
We're both pretty good, though.
I see you guys up there. You're both.
We have different styles.
I'd say like I win the sprint, and he sure wins the long run, right?
All right, well, it's been a pleasure with you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time with Fresh Music Freaks. Again, this is Nadine signing out. Thank you.